Archangel Michael says, "Listen closely, my beloved soul, because the moment you are experiencing right now is not random." Many people pass through their days without realizing that certain seasons in life carry deeper meaning. There are moments when everything feels ordinary, and then there are moments when a new chapter quietly begins to unfold. What you are stepping into now is not simply another day in your routine. It is the beginning of a period where new opportunities, new understanding, and new forms of abundance start to appear in your life in ways you may not have expected before. For a long time you may have felt like your efforts were going unnoticed. You worked, you tried, you remained patient even when results did not come as quickly as you hoped. There were days when you wondered if your dedication truly mattered. Yet every effort you made was quietly building a foundation beneath the surface. Life often prepares blessings long before they become visible. Just like seeds planted deep in the soil take time before they rise toward the sunlight, the progress you have been making has been growing silently beneath the surface of your life. Archangel Michael says a season of financial blessing does not simply mean sudden wealth appearing from nowhere. It means a period where doors begin opening, ideas become clearer, and opportunities start aligning with the effort you have already invested in your life. Many people misunderstand blessings as something that arrives instantly, but true blessings often come through new perspectives, new chances, and the wisdom to recognize opportunities when they appear. When a person is prepared internally, they become able to notice possibilities that once passed by unnoticed. Over the past months you may have experienced moments where you questioned your direction. Perhaps you wondered whether your hard work would eventually create stability. Perhaps you felt moments of doubt when progress seemed slow. These feelings are natural in any journey. But the fact that you continued moving forward shows something powerful about your character. You did not allow uncertainty to completely stop you. Even when motivation felt low, you still carried the desire to improve your situation and create a better future. Archangel Michael says financial growth often begins with a shift in awareness. When your mindset becomes clearer and your focus becomes stronger, your decisions start aligning with progress. You begin noticing opportunities that once seemed invisible. Conversations, ideas, and simple everyday moments suddenly carry potential that you did not recognize before. This is how a new season begins. It starts quietly, with a change in the way you see your possibilities. Think about the lessons life has already taught you. Every challenge you faced strengthened your resilience. Every mistake gave you experience. Every moment of patience built discipline inside you. These qualities are not small things. They are the very foundation that prepares a person to receive greater responsibility and greater opportunity. When abundance begins to appear in someone's life, it usually arrives after the person has developed the maturity to manage it wisely. Archangel Michael says the message you are hearing right now is not meant to pressure you or create unrealistic expectations. Its purpose is to help you recognize that your journey is moving into a new stage of growth. A season of financial blessing often begins when a person becomes ready to combine effort with awareness. When those two things work together, progress begins to accelerate. Opportunities that once seemed distant start coming closer. You may soon notice small changes appearing around you. Perhaps a new idea enters your mind about something you can create or improve. Perhaps a conversation leads to a possibility you had never considered before. Perhaps you begin seeing a path that feels more aligned with your skills and strengths. These moments might seem simple at first, but they are often the early signs of something meaningful beginning to develop. Archangel Michael says when a season of blessing opens, the most important thing is attention. Pay attention to your ideas, your intuition, and the opportunities that appear around you. Sometimes the door to progress does not appear in a dramatic way. Instead, it arrives quietly through moments of insight and awareness. When you remain calm and observant, you become able to recognize these moments and take action when the time is right. Remember that growth does not require perfection. It requires patience, focus, and the willingness to continue learning. The progress you are about to experience will not come from luck alone. It will come from the combination of your effort, your experience, and the clarity you are beginning to develop within your mind. Archangel Michael says this new season is not about rushing forward blindly. It is about moving with awareness, recognizing opportunities, and trusting that the effort you have invested in your life is beginning to create results. What once felt distant may soon begin to feel possible. And the understanding growing within you now is preparing you to recognize the blessings that are slowly unfolding in your path. Archangel Michael says, "Listen closely again, my beloved soul, because when a new season begins in someone's life it rarely announces itself with noise or dramatic signs. Most of the time it begins quietly, through small shifts in awareness and through moments where a person starts seeing their life from a new perspective. Over the past period you may have felt that something inside your thinking was changing. Maybe you started reflecting more seriously about your future, your work, or the direction your life is taking. These thoughts are not random. They are part of the preparation that happens before a new stage of growth begins. There were moments when you may have looked around at your situation and wondered whether things would ever truly improve. You may have felt like your efforts were slow to bring visible results, and at times that feeling can make anyone question their progress. But what many people do not realize is that the most important changes happen long before the results appear. Just like a foundation must be built carefully before a strong building can stand upon it, your experiences have been building the inner strength and understanding required for the next stage of your journey. Archangel Michael says financial blessing does not simply appear in someone's life without preparation. It often arrives when a person has developed patience, discipline, and the ability to learn from past experiences. Think about the lessons life has already placed in front of you. Some of them may have come through difficult situations, moments when you had to adjust your plans or find new ways forward. At the time those moments may have felt frustrating or confusing. Yet every one of them was teaching you something valuable about persistence, responsibility, and focus. There is a reason those lessons appeared in your path. They helped shape the way you think today. They helped you understand the importance of making careful decisions and staying consistent even when progress feels slow. When a person learns these lessons, they begin to see opportunities differently. Instead of rushing blindly toward every possibility, they learn to recognize which paths align with their abilities and which ones should be avoided. Archangel Michael says awareness is one of the greatest gifts a person can develop during their life. When your awareness grows, you begin to see possibilities that once seemed invisible. You notice connections between ideas, you recognize patterns in your experiences, and you begin understanding how your choices shape your future. This awareness is the reason a season of financial blessing can begin. When you become aware of your opportunities, you are able to act on them with clarity. In the coming period, you may start noticing subtle changes around you. Conversations may lead to ideas you had not considered before. Situations that once seemed like obstacles might reveal hidden opportunities. Sometimes progress begins with a single idea that inspires you to explore something new. Other times it begins with meeting someone who shares knowledge or encouragement that helps guide your thinking in a new direction. These moments may appear ordinary, but they often carry the seeds of something meaningful. Archangel Michael says the most important thing during a season of growth is attention. When your mind is calm and focused, you are able to recognize the opportunities that life places in front of you. If your mind is filled with doubt or distraction, those same opportunities may pass by unnoticed. This is why reflection and patience are so important. They allow you to remain present and aware of what is unfolding around you. You may also begin noticing a shift in the way you approach your goals. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by the distance between where you are and where you want to be, you may start focusing on the small steps that move you forward each day. This shift in perspective is powerful because progress rarely happens in one giant leap. It happens through consistent effort, thoughtful decisions, and the willingness to keep learning along the way. Archangel Michael says every person who experiences a season of financial blessing has something in common: they continued moving forward even when the path felt uncertain. They used their experiences as lessons rather than allowing them to become obstacles. They remained patient long enough to recognize when the right opportunities began to appear. The same patience and persistence you have shown in your own journey are now becoming part of the foundation for what lies ahead. So remain attentive to your thoughts and ideas in the days ahead. Pay attention to moments that inspire curiosity or motivation. These moments often guide you toward possibilities that align with your strengths. The more you trust your ability to learn and grow, the more clearly you will begin to see the path that is unfolding before you. Archangel Michael says this season is not about rushing or forcing success. It is about recognizing the opportunities that begin appearing around you and approaching them with calm confidence. When effort, awareness, and patience come together, progress begins to develop naturally. And as you continue walking forward with clarity and focus, the foundation you have been building through your experiences will begin supporting the growth that is now entering your life. Archangel Michael says, "Listen closely once again, my beloved soul, because when a season of growth begins to open in a person's life, it does not only change their external circumstances. It also begins transforming the way they think, the way they approach their goals, and the way they understand the value of their own effort." Many people believe financial blessing only means receiving something material, but the deeper meaning of a blessing is the opportunity to grow, to improve your situation, and to recognize the possibilities that are quietly forming around you. There were times in your past when you may have felt that progress was slow or that your hard work was not leading anywhere meaningful. During those moments it is easy for anyone to feel discouraged or uncertain. Yet what you may not have realized during those days is that every step you took was adding experience to your life. Experience is one of the most valuable forms of preparation because it teaches you how to navigate challenges with greater wisdom in the future. Archangel Michael says every successful journey is built on lessons learned during difficult moments. When people face obstacles, they gain knowledge about patience, discipline, and persistence. These lessons become tools that guide them when new opportunities appear. Without these lessons, even a good opportunity can be difficult to manage. But when someone has developed patience and understanding, they are able to approach opportunities with clarity and responsibility. Over time you may have begun noticing that your perspective has changed. Situations that once caused frustration might now encourage reflection instead. Instead of reacting immediately to challenges, you may find yourself pausing to think about the best way to respond. This shift is a sign of personal growth. It shows that your awareness has expanded and that you are learning to guide your actions with thoughtful intention. Archangel Michael says awareness is a powerful force in shaping a person's future. When your awareness grows, you begin seeing the connections between your decisions and the results they create. You recognize how patience can open doors that impatience would close. You begin to understand that consistent effort, even when it feels small, slowly builds momentum toward meaningful progress. This is why the season you are entering is important. A period of financial blessing often begins with a period of clarity. When your thinking becomes clearer, you start recognizing ideas that can lead to improvement in your life. Perhaps you notice ways to use your skills more effectively. Perhaps you discover opportunities to learn something new that strengthens your abilities. Sometimes even a simple conversation or moment of inspiration can guide your thoughts toward a path you had never considered before. Archangel Michael says opportunities often appear quietly. They rarely arrive with loud announcements or dramatic signs. Instead, they appear as possibilities that require attention and thoughtful action. The people who recognize these possibilities are usually those who remain aware of their surroundings and open to learning. When you maintain this awareness, you become capable of recognizing the moments that can shape your future. You may soon begin noticing subtle shifts around you. Perhaps new ideas enter your mind about how to improve your situation or explore new directions in your work or personal projects. Perhaps someone shares knowledge or encouragement that sparks motivation within you. These moments might seem small at first, but they often represent the early stages of something meaningful developing. Archangel Michael says it is important to remain patient as this process unfolds. Progress rarely appears instantly. Just as a tree grows gradually from a seed, success develops through consistent effort and thoughtful decisions over time. Each step you take contributes to the foundation that supports your future achievements. When you remain patient and focused, that foundation becomes strong enough to support greater opportunities. Remember that your experiences have already prepared you in ways you may not fully realize. The challenges you overcame taught you resilience. The times you had to adjust your plans taught you adaptability. The moments when you kept moving forward despite uncertainty strengthened your determination. All of these qualities are valuable, and they will continue guiding you as you move forward. Archangel Michael says this season is not simply about receiving something new, it is about recognizing the value of the journey you have already walked. The wisdom you have gained from your experiences is now helping you see possibilities with greater clarity. As you continue to pay attention to the ideas and opportunities appearing in your life, you will begin to understand how your effort and awareness can work together to create progress. So continue moving forward with patience and confidence. Trust the lessons you have learned and remain attentive to the possibilities forming around you. When effort, awareness, and patience come together, they create the environment where new opportunities can grow. And as you continue following this path with calm determination, the season of growth that is opening in your life will begin revealing its purpose step by step. Archangel Michael says, "Listen carefully one more time, my beloved soul, because when a new season begins in a person's life, it is not only about external opportunities but also about the internal strength that allows those opportunities to grow into something meaningful." A season of financial blessing is not simply about receiving more resources. It is about becoming the kind of person who can recognize opportunity, make wise decisions, and maintain balance when new possibilities begin to appear. Many people focus only on the result they hope to see, but the true transformation happens inside the mindset of the person who is walking through that season. Over time, your experiences have been shaping that mindset. The patience you practiced when things were uncertain, the determination you showed when progress felt slow, and the lessons you learned from challenges have all been preparing you for a stage of life where your understanding becomes one of your greatest strengths. Sometimes preparation does not feel exciting while it is happening. It can feel like repetition, effort, and waiting. Yet those moments of preparation are the reason someone becomes ready when opportunity eventually arrives. Archangel Michael says, think about how much you have already learned from your past experiences. There were moments when you had to adapt to situations you did not expect. There were times when you needed to find new solutions because the old ones were not working anymore. Each of those moments expanded your awareness and strengthened your ability to make thoughtful decisions. What once felt like difficulty has slowly transformed into knowledge that will guide you moving forward. A season of financial blessing often begins when a person becomes able to see possibilities clearly, instead of focusing only on limitations. When your perspective changes, your approach to life changes as well. You begin noticing how your skills can be applied in new ways. You recognize connections between ideas that once seemed unrelated. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by challenges, you begin asking yourself what lessons or opportunities might be hidden inside them. Archangel Michael says awareness creates opportunity. When your mind becomes calm and observant, you begin recognizing situations that carry potential for growth. These situations may appear in many different forms. Sometimes they arrive through an idea that encourages you to explore a new direction. Sometimes they arrive through people who share insight, encouragement, or collaboration. And sometimes they appear through moments of reflection that help you understand your own abilities more clearly. You may soon notice that your confidence in your own decisions begins to grow. This confidence does not come from arrogance or from believing you already know everything. It comes from the quiet understanding that you have learned from your past and that you are capable of continuing to learn as you move forward. Confidence built on experience is steady and balanced, allowing you to approach opportunities thoughtfully rather than impulsively. Archangel Michael says when a person enters a season of growth, it is important to remain grounded. Growth should not cause you to lose sight of patience or humility. Instead, it should encourage you to remain grateful for every step of the journey that brought you to this moment. Gratitude strengthens awareness because it reminds you that every lesson and every experience played a role in shaping your path. You may also begin to see that financial blessing is connected to responsibility. When opportunities appear, they require thoughtful choices and consistent effort. This is why the preparation you have experienced was important. The discipline you developed will help you remain focused. The patience you practiced will help you avoid rushing into decisions. And the awareness you have gained will help you recognize which opportunities truly align with your strengths. Archangel Michael says the season opening before you is not something that will appear all at once. Like many meaningful changes in life, it will unfold step by step. Each step will reveal something new about your abilities, your ideas, and the direction your life is taking. When you approach this process with calm confidence and thoughtful attention, you will begin to see how your journey is gradually aligning with greater stability and progress. Remember that growth is not a race. Every person's path unfolds at its own pace. The most important thing is that you continue moving forward with awareness and patience. When you remain focused on learning and improving, you naturally create the conditions where opportunity can grow. This is how seasons of blessing develop in a person's life. Archangel Michael says your journey has already shown that you possess the determination needed to continue moving forward. The lessons you have learned have strengthened your perspective, and the awareness you are developing will guide your choices in the days ahead. Continue paying attention to the ideas and possibilities appearing around you, and continue trusting that the effort you invest in your growth will create results over time. When awareness, patience, and effort come together, they create a path where progress becomes possible. And as you continue walking forward with clarity and focus, the season of financial blessing that is opening before you will gradually reveal its purpose in your life. If this message reached your heart at the right moment, pause for a second and comment, "I receive this season," to declare that you are ready for the new opportunities and blessings entering your life.